After a relaxing week in Kampot, we're all packed up and ready to head to our next destination in search of what defines the real Cambodia. Our journey starts on these old train tracks, so buckle up, this is going to be a bumpy ride. Let's go to Battambang. So we have arrived at our train station, which is right here, but there is no train. As you can see, the tracks are empty. So let's go see if we can find our train. Cambodia's national railroad was totally abandoned in the 1970s during the Civil War and terror of the Khmer, leaving the country's local and railway infrastructure in ruins. During this time, locals devised this ingenious train called a nori, using whichever materials they had at hand. They carried everything: people, produce, goods for trade. Today was our turn to travel, perhaps through time. This is such a fun way to get to see the countryside because you're in the train where it's completely open. You really get a good view of everything around you, and it's really beautiful getting to see the rice fields, the cornfields, and even like some of the cows. So it's just such an amazing experience. We make good speed through the countryside. That is until our driver Tony spots a traffic jam on the tracks. So we've run into a bit of a traffic jam. There was another train on the tracks. So the way that you move it is you take the whole train apart, you take it off the tracks, and then you put it back on the tracks and keep going. When it comes to crossing the road, the train gets turned off and then we get pulled or pushed right across the road, and then you just stop for any cars and let them go past, or else you stop the cars and you just keep going as well. So as you can see, we are being pushed across the road right now, and it's quite a busy road actually. It's a bit like a freeway almost. After blazing through what surely must be the wild, wild east, we finally arrive in Battambang, where we are received by an angry-looking mythical man holding what appears to be a giant stick. So there's quite an interesting Cambodian tale behind the name of Battambang. It is said that once there was a cow herder who found a magical staff, and he used the staff to overthrow the king. Now when he was overthrowing the king's son escaped and went to Indra, the Hindu god, looking for some help. The prince came back with a mythical horse to fight the cow herder. During the battle, the cow herder threw the staff at the prince, but he missed, and it is said that the staff has been lost forever. That is how the name Battambang came along. Battambang meaning lost stick. As the sun rises above the rather dusty streets of Battambang, It seems to be the opposite of the more touristy and famous Siem Reap. Quiet and laid back without any street vendors selling souvenirs. Temples covered in gold next to those overgrown by trees. Monks collecting alms from local families aboard a tuk-tuk. What a strange yet charming place. Hidden at the top of a mountain overlooking Battambang lie some ruins, remnants of the once glorious Khmer kingdom. In order to get to the temple, we have to walk up all these steps here, and they go all the way up. So we think they're about more than 300 from what we've read. But it doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a challenge because luckily right at the top you can see the temple. So as long as you can see your goal, I feel like it's going to be a little bit easier to make it up all these steps. I might have spoken a bit too soon. Bibek and some of the residents of the forest keenly watch on to see if I make it. Alright, we have made it to the top. It took us about, I think, 15 to 20 minutes to climb all those stairs. It was a little bit deceiving because from the bottom you can see the temple. So as you go up the stairs, you suddenly come to a landing and you think that's where the temple's going to be, but nope, there were more stairs. So we had to climb up another bunch of stairs that were quite steep, but they're very nice stairs actually, so they're very well maintained. It's an easy climb, but we finally made it to the top and it looks really beautiful from up here. So this temple up here is the best preserved temple from the Khmer civilization here in Battambang. It was built by the king's son. So the king who built Angkor Wat, his son came and built this temple. And this temple also mirrors Angkor Wat in the form of having 5 towers. So this behind me, this tower, there are 5 of them up here on the mountain. So from this temple, you don't only get the view of the really beautiful temple, but there's actually a really nice view of all the farms and the villages around. So just behind me, if you look down there, you get a really nice view of all the different paddy fields, as well as I saw some cornfields, and then you also get a lovely view of the different villages. So it's actually a really nice climb if you're interested in getting a beautiful view of Battambang.
In the past, Battambang rose to prominence as a cultural hub for Cambodian art and music. A majority of Cambodia's greatest singers, painters, dancers, and musicians all came from Battambang.
Battambang is considered the art capital of Cambodia, and today we have found out the perfect way to explore this and also seek some respite from the daytime heat. So we are at this really nice cafe, and they also have a really good art gallery.
So something interesting we've learned is that during the Khmer Rouge period, 90% of all artists were killed, as they were seen as free thinkers who needed to be silenced. So for about 20 years after the Khmer Rouge, Battambang saw no new artists at all. Today's generation is working very hard to restore Battambang's title as the art capital of Cambodia.
Legends say that why Battambang became a hub for art and culture in the first place is in fact because of its incredibly fertile land, owing to its name, Cambodia's rice bowl. The food was so plentiful that people had time for other things beyond working in the paddies, such as creative expression.
So we've stopped by just beside the road and we are going to try out a popular Cambodian snack called Kalan. And this snack is popular all over Cambodia, but especially in Battambang. And we are going to go try it from this lady over there who has the reputation of making the best galans in town. So let's go check it out. So what this kalan is basically a snack that consists of rice and coconut milk, and you also have some black-eyed peas in it, and it is actually cooked inside a whole bamboo. So how we eat it is we are going to first break the bamboo and then we just basically peel it off. This is what it looks like. And then we just peel off the layers and we try it. It's a little sweet, not too sweet. It's a very neutral flavor. It's quite nice actually. I like the coconut milk flavor in it.
Tastes like mango sticky rice almost. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's very tasty. So the tickets for the Killing Cave were $1 per person, and now we're busy driving up to them. The road is rather steep. It is quite a crazy drive up actually.
Once we cross the gates of the Killing Caves, it's like we crossed the gates of hell. Scary statues await us along the trail leading up to the caves, depicting punishment and torture of unimaginable levels. What's perhaps more scary is these are not scenes from a play, but as we learnt in Phnom Penh, these are in fact real events that occurred here just a few decades back.
So this over here is one of the many caves that the Khmer Rouge would use to execute people. Right now we are standing at the top of the cave, where they used to bring people up here and then they would hit them on the back of the neck and throw them down into the cave to die. If they did not die, then the soldiers would go down and kill them in the cave to ensure that no one escaped. It is estimated that about 8,000 people were killed here, but the reality is we'll never truly know the amount of lives lost here. Something to make note of if you plan on coming to visit the Killing Caves is at the actual caves there are no billboards or flyers or any form of information actually that tell you what happened here. So either read up about it before you come and come with a bit of knowledge already, so when you're here you can truly understand the significance of the caves, or you can take a guided tour as well. I mean, your guide will be able to explain the history to you. But I don't think it's a good idea to come here and expect to learn everything here. Rather, either know before or get a guide.
One thing I must say is I truly admire the resilience of the Cambodian people. I mean, Thailand is known as the land of smiles, but Cambodia also is truly the land of smiles. Literally everywhere we go, we have been greeted with the biggest smiles, and they're just so genuine. And in spite of having such a horrific past, they have decided to move on with a smile, which is something I have a lot of respect for.
We head down the hill to end our day. Here, many have gathered to watch a very unique sight that happens every evening. So just behind me up there is an opening to a cave. Now this is quite a special cave. It is home to literally millions of bats. So every evening around sunset, all of these bats come flying out of the cave, and apparently it is just amazing to see. So we have gotten here at about 5:30 and we're trying to get a good spot. And we're just going to wait until the sun starts to set and hope that we get to see all of these bats fly out of the cave. We're really excited to be able to watch this here in Battambang. So after speaking to one of the locals here while we wait for the bats to come out of the cave, we actually learned that they play a very important role in the agriculture of this area. So every night when they go out hunting for insects, they are flying over the farms in the area as well as just people's vegetable gardens hunting for insects. So when they go out and they eat all these insects, it actually plays a really important role in protecting the crops and stopping all the vegetables from being destroyed and the corn from being destroyed, so that the locals can sell them at markets and be able to make a living. So we just thought that was quite interesting, that more than just a really cool thing to come and watch, they actually are really important to the lives and the economy. Wow, that was absolutely phenomenal to watch. The amount of bats that have come flying out of this cave is just crazy. It's this constant flow of bats. We have been standing here for 25 minutes and they are still going out. It has started to get quite a bit darker now, so we can't see them as clearly. So getting here just as the sun was setting was absolutely perfect timing. We got to watch them for a good 25 minutes just flying out of the cave. It was amazing, the amount of bats, and you just see them all flying so fast, and they create like this little black line through the sky as they head out. I'm just speechless. It was amazing to watch. You have to come and see this if you're in Battambang. It is so worth it.
That's it from us in this video. We truly hope that you enjoyed traveling with us in this episode. And if you've been enjoying our Finding the Real Cambodia series, then please leave us a comment in the comments box below.
Battambang has turned out to be quite an interesting little town with many unique experiences, and we'd highly suggest that you add a day here during your Cambodia travels.
In fact, we have found out another really cool experience here in Battambang, so we have decided to extend our stay by a day. What is this experience? Well, you'll have to tune in to our next episode.
So take care and see you in our next Beyond A to B adventure.
Bye!